All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and welcome all. Here we are in Saydel. It's Saydel High School. We're on the field here. We're ready. We're gearing up. Of course, it is day 3 as we sit here at practices. And so, yeah, we are officially in practice mode. I got Boyd with me here as we get the chance to kind of talk all about Saydel baseball here. We're covering them, all kinds of photo shoots, videos, thoughts, more. We're just giving the whole media coverage that we can here. And again, we'll get some different guys there. We'll get Coach Gebhardt as well and have a whole lot of fun here. And by the way, if you want any more of this, check out rockfin.com. We have a whole lot of great stuff here for you. But nonetheless, welcome to High and Tight Live. We're finally there. We got the pants. We got the gear on, at least Boyd, you do. Yeah. I'm still in the dress shirt. I changed that here. But Boyd, first off, we're back to baseball.
I'm excited.
What does it feel like after all that? I know you've been practicing, you put in the off-season work, but gosh, we finally get on the grass here. How does that feel?
I mean, it's awesome being cooped up, and we have the gym. It's big or whatever,
yeah.
But just being outside is a different feeling. You get to see the balls fly. You get to see the trajectory. You get to see everything. It's awesome. It's just a different feeling.
Well, and obviously the field here, phenomenal. The facilities here, phenomenal. And Boyd, I know you in fact have come over. I believe this is your first year here. Yep. What are your thoughts here? Coming on over. Obviously a great program. You left, coming to another great program. What are your thoughts here as you get acclimated to not only this program but the school?
Yeah, I love it. It's a really tight knit community. I feel like we're all brothers here. Like, we're all really close. You see each other in the hallway. You tell them what's up, and it's different. I don't know how to explain it.
I love it.
You're just there, I guess.
Yeah, it's that. It certainly seems like also a baseball community. I mean, you look at it here. Obviously, they put a lot of work into that field, and they put a lot of thoughts into here. Of course, how I assume you've gotten acclimated to the teammates, gotten everything set there. This team. Obviously, the schedule doesn't necessarily seem to change from one to the other. I mean, you still got a grueling schedule ahead of you, but just your thoughts overall on this group of guys that you have here that's going to go to battle with you this year.
Oh, they're awesome. We have people in the hallways that'll come up to us and just talk to us about baseball and like how we feel about the program. And the whole off season, we've been talking about baseball since the first day of school, and it's just something that we've been looking forward to for a long time. These guys, man, they're like family. We'll hang outside of each other, with each other outside of baseball, and it's bigger than baseball with us. I feel like that's what helps us, like throughout the way. We can overcome battles with each other, and we're just always there for each other when we need each other.
Yeah. Oh, and I absolutely love that. And that's what we get here. Again, in Saydel, at the Jim Gebhardt Field. I love this, by the way, and I love it. Again, this is a 9-time conference winner here in Saydel. Obviously, several trips to the state tournament. But I want to get your thoughts here before we get to some rapid fire on Coach Gebhardt. And it's 50 years of a Gebhardt coaching this program. And I know you come – I know obviously come from a lot of great coaches. There's a lot of them in the state for sure. But, when you get here and you have a guy whose lineage has basically been baseball, what does that feel like as a player to come into that and just, I guess, have no worries?
You know what you're coming into for sure.
Yeah.
Like when you go up to Steve, you know that it's going to be about baseball. Obviously, you talk about other things, but baseball is always on Steve's mind. And it's always, if you ever have a question or anything, like he'll know it off the top of his head. He lives, breathes baseball.
Oh, I love to hear that. And, certainly I know you do as well.
Oh, yeah.
I know that there's a lot of things going on and you got a lot of activities that you have to take part here. But certainly let's go ahead and change the topic just a little bit, some rapid fire here for you. It's simple, easy, something that just kind of get your take. First off, I got to ask, are you a seeds or gum guy?
I'm a seeds guy for sure. I was just chewing on seeds right before this.
Will you dabble in any gum?
Oh yeah, like on the turf fields, you gotta have something.
Yeah, I've always, and of course with this facility maybe getting turf field in the next few years.
Yeah.
I mean, I start spitting seeds as fast as humanly possible at this point.
Oh, these guys, let me tell you, we go through them. We've had 3 practices so far, and I kid you not, there's probably 10 seeds bags that we're all just munching on together.
So do you do you go crazy with the flavors here or just kind of general?
I guess it really depends on what the gas station got.
Yeah,
But
I've gone through that here. What gas station food do you have? And yeah, especially away trips, man. That
yeah,
can be pretty good.
yeah. My away trip, I'm probably getting. I got to go with the little wraps that are kind of cold. Uh, Probably just a normal turkey, cheese,
Yeah,
all that. You got to get a body armor for sure.
yeah.
Mango,
Oh, mango. Gotta
and
love that.
you got to have like a little treat. I'll probably get the little chocolate ho hos.
Oh, love that. Absolutely love that. And with that, I actually remember someone when I played ball a lot. There's a superstition they had to eat some chocolate before a game. I know there's a lot of superstitions out there. Has there been any that you've come across, or do you have a superstition? This is a game steeped in that.
I wouldn't really say I have a superstition. I have a game routine. I
Yeah,
would say that I follow pretty heavily.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you look at that again, as you take a look from off season into this season, I mean, do you keep the same routine through off season into the preseason, in season? I know that obviously it's different in terms of workouts, in terms of your training, but gosh, I know that routines go really hard. I know you're a guy of routines.
Yeah. I would say like in general, my routine probably stays relatively the same. I try to wake up at the same time. I try to do like other than like food, I got to change the food up, but
Yeah.
you got like everything changes like minor, but no like major changes for sure.
All right, and then another quick one here. As the sign goes down, it's windy there.
Yeah.
All right, what would you rather watch, a bunt derby or a home run derby?
Home run derby.
Yeah, get the gas out and start sending them over the fence.
Home run derby for sure.
Yeah. All right, and so here's a little bit of baseball math. Obviously, you know the positions here.
Yep.
I got to ask this a little bit. What's 6 plus 4 plus 3? What does that equal?
Oh, that's 2.
That's 2. That's right.
2.
I didn't think I'd get you on that one, but I thought I had to ask anyway here. But hey, man, appreciate that. It's Saydel baseball. It's going to be fun here. Obviously, we're going to see us slinging it, hitting it, and as you look out there, where's the best place to hit a home run for you?
I mean, I feel like the coolest is probably right field, but my favorite is definitely just pull it.
Yeah.
Right into the trees, because if you ever hit a home run here, you can hear it hit the trees. It's like it's kind of an ego thing. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love that. Right over Jim Gebhardt Field sign. Yep. Absolutely love that. Well, boy, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it here. Hey, as I get a cough, thanks again. Have a good season, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with more. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Hey, we have more from Saydel right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we continue on from Saydel High School. It's Jim Gebhardt Field. We're literally on the field, and here we're here with Chase Embry as we get more player profiles and a whole lot more. This is fun. We're jacked up. The season is about to start. It's right around the corner. We're in practices right now. We got the gear, or at least, Jace, you got the gear. You got the right gear here. I'm going to get there. Don't worry. It takes me a little bit here as I get rolling. But, hey, man, thanks for joining us here. First off, we're talking baseball, and we're not doing it from inside the school. We're not doing it from the batting cages in there. We're not doing it from the gym. We're out on the field. How do you feel about finally being back on the field?
It's exciting, especially with this group of guys you got coming out. It's really exciting just to be out here, and a lot of high energy first day. We're just trying to keep that first day energy.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
And, speaking about energy, man, this is a group that obviously had a huge battle-tested season last year. Yeah. A lot of tough teams. Coach had mentioned before I got this going is that was intended. As a player, you look at first off, how do you view that when as a player looking at, hey, he's going to schedule some of the toughest teams around?
I know. I like that. I like competition. It's good for our teams, good for our players. It's come out there and show why we should be the best,
Yeah.
Coming out there.
Certainly, you have been one of the best out there on the field, man. I got to say, it's exciting to watch you. The way you hit, the way you play out in the field. Obviously, it's very good, but you put a lot of work into that, man. As you take a look, what's your off season like up until I guess the last month or so? I mean, you're getting ready here. I know that you got a lot of events, a lot of other things that go on here. First off, how do you juggle it, and kind of how did you arrive here with all your training and so forth?
Just Midwest Pride Baseball. I've been working with them all off season since the fall. Been constantly in the cages, on the field, practices, games. We've been going games the past 6 weeks now. PBR baseball.
Yeah. How again with that set? How does that make you feel when you get to game one? I know they talk about, and Major League Baseball, you got spring training, getting you ready for this thing. But is that kind of your spring training, man? It kind of feels like every time you get to this point, you're already in midseason form.
Yeah, it felt like spring training to me, honestly. Kicking off some rust, just getting ready for the season, just coming out day one, hot and ready.
Yeah, absolutely love that. And speaking about hot and ready, Coach Gebhardt, I absolutely love. Again, 50 years of a Gebhardt running this program here. I know I know that you've been ingrained in it just as much as anybody here. What does it feel like to know that you have one of such a familiar face, but you got a lineage there, just like yourself. You got a lineage that knows nothing but baseball.
It's awesome, honestly. He's just a great coach. Great guy to be around. Just he wants the team to be the greatest, and he does that coming out every day, putting hard work into the field, players every single day.
Now, is there a conversation that doesn't end up in baseball between you two?
I mean, sometimes, yeah, for sure.
It's just one of those that I love it. I can talk baseball, obviously, every single day of the year, and I try to here. But also here, as we get rolling, again, we are sitting here. So what a beautiful field, man. First, I got to ask, I'll jump into some quick hitting questions here for you. And I will start off with, where's the best place to hit a home run here?
Home run, right down the line, left side of the field, pulling the ball right into them trees, honestly.
Does it, now I know that, again, right side, you get the field out there. There was a lot of trees back there, a little bit different than what it was, a couple years ago or so. But in the end, do you like to slice it out there? When you get a big hit out there, how does that feel?
I think it's good, especially on a big double. Big celebration out there. It feels great.
Now, is there a certain, I got to ask too, is there a dance, is there a doubles dance? Or triples dance? You got to have some type of showing out there.
We're working on that right now. We're trying to find the best one for season for sure, but we'll have a day one for sure.
There you go. Hey, I can't wait. And now I'm really stuck on day one. I got to get to day one. I got to see the celebration, man. But also another quick hit look here. First off, this field at some point will be turf. And that means the end of seeds. So I got to ask you, are you a seeds guy or a gum guy?
Honestly, both. More seeds probably, especially the new spicy dill pickle seeds. Those are top tier right now. I like them a lot.
Okay. Do you vary from that? Is that your go-to, or do you vary?
Vary. I'm a big cracked pepper guy and spicy dill pickle now.
Spicy dill pickle guy. Nice. Now, as we sit here, get ready again, ladies and gentlemen, to hear from Saydel High School. It is Jim Gebhardt Field. A lot of fun going through here. But also, if you had the choice, I know that you're a big hitter. You can hit the ball miles, man. But would you go for a bunt derby or home run derby?
Home run derby, probably.
Definitely. Now, what superstitions have you come across, or is there any superstition? You've been through a lot of baseball, man. There's got to be some superstitions.
I would say, especially if I'm playing good, try to keep the same drip attire, same cleats, same gloves, same just everyday routine. You hit good one day, keep that routine. If you hit bad, get rid of that routine. Switch it up.
Yeah, I love it. And then also, as we wrap up here, some baseball math. It's not the same, folks. Certainly, I love the easiness of it, but 6 + 4 + 3 is?
Double play.
Double play, that's right. We don't go by larger numbers than that. Hey, we only have 9 on the field. So, of course, it's different when you guys put up double-digit runs. That's the only time we'll get past that. But, hey, Jace, man, I can't wait for you guys to get started. I can't wait for the doubles dance, and I can't wait to get Saydel baseball and just baseball rocking here, man.
Yes, sir. It's very exciting.
Hey, all right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have more coming on up. Again, more coverage, a lot. There's just a lot. We're in Saydel High School. This is one of the greatest fields you'll see here in Iowa, and we're so blessed to be here. But, hey, we'll rock it. We'll rock out here. We're going to come back with more right here on High and Tight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Another edition here. As you can tell, we are here at Jim Gebhardt Field on Saydel High School baseball field. Man, what an absolute astounding day. It may be a little gray out there, but it's perfect for baseball here. And I got Peyton here joining me as we take a look at more player profiles and just more media day coverage of Saydel baseball. Man, we are jacked up. Well, less than a week into practices. Peyton, I got to ask, you've been cooped up for a while.
Yeah.
It's been, obviously, Iowa is not known for its good winter.
No,
but we're finally here. How good does it feel to finally get out on the field and just rip one, throw some? How good does it feel to be back to baseball?
It feels great, man. It's like another home here. I love it.
And
Great feeling.
One thing I absolutely love is coming here. Obviously, the coaching staff, great here, man. But this seems like a group of guys that's just been ready to ball from day one. And as I get to talking, there's just a lot of A lot of energy here, man. This feels like this is a team ready to do a lot right here.
It is. I mean, that's all we talk about in school, Steve. I mean, we'll talk about baseball all day. He'll go up and talk to you during lunch, whenever.
Yeah.
It's been all year. All year.
Yeah. And one of the things that I love is, again, that camaraderie, that initial you get to walk up there, and it just seems like it's a baseball town. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, man, but anytime I get here and talk about Saydel, the first thing, I know I'm a baseball nerd, but a lot of baseball talk here. It seems like this is a proud community of baseball.
Yeah, it is. It's been like the roots of the school forever. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole thing, like Steve, his brother, and obviously his dad, like all coaches.
Yeah.
All alumni have played baseball, and it's our most winning sport. So, like,
Yeah.
a lot of hype around it.
And talking about the coaching staff again, when you have a Gebhardt who has been in 50 years consecutive with this program, not to mention, just a couple ways away from what the newest, the current coach, I should say, newest, but Steve being, not so far away from a big milestone himself. What's it like to come into this program to have that behind you? I mean, obviously you know about it, you've been around it for a while, but how does it feel to be around that kind of a coach?
It's great. He pushes very hard, obviously. He feels like he has a lot to prove, obviously, this whole family, and they've been coaching forever, but it's a lot of pressure for us, but we're here for it. We love it.
Yeah.
Great feeling.
I love it. And you speak about great feeling, man. I love what I see around here. Again, we're on the field. Obviously, we're not in the area of play, but man, what a great field here. And obviously, as we get set and we get to talking here, again, Peyton, I want to just really reference that this is a team and a program that has never shied away from tough teams. You guys have played that every single year, it seems like. What is it like? I know other teams in the smaller group will kind of go down classes, but you guys seem to just stay where you're at and go above classes. What does that mean as a player when you see a coach going, "Hey, we're gonna schedule the tougher teams"?
Yeah, it's our mindset. We like to go after anyone. We don't care who you are.
Yeah.
We're there to win, and we're gonna play our game.
Yeah, absolutely love that. And then a couple more. We'll get some quick fire questions here for you. Something that nice, easy. Obviously, you'll get right here. But first and foremost, this field is set at some point to have turf field, and then that eliminates the seeds. So my question being, to start off, seeds or gum?
Seeds for sure.
Seeds. Do you change up the flavor? Is there a certain flavor?
I switch between sweet and spicy and dill pickle, but I'm a sweet and spicy guy. So.
All right. Say you get the chance to go to a ballpark, you're not playing in it. What's the go-to ballpark meal or food?
Usually a hot dog. I always get a hot dog if we're ever away or home every time, and then an energy drink.
Yeah. What is the energy drink of choice?
That changes daily. It depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling up, I'll get a Red Bull. If I'm feeling pretty tired, I'll get me a Reign.
There you go. There you go. All right. So then, taking a look, if you had your choice, what would you rather do, a bunt derby or a home run derby?
Steve would probably prefer bunt derby, so I'll go with bunt derby.
Hey, way to please coach. I like that answer. And then, of course, a little bit of baseball math here for you. I know you probably know this, just trying to shoot it your way. What is 6 + 4 + 3?
Double play.
That's a double play. That's 2. Hey, we don't do math. We don't do the math the traditional way here. Baseball is so much better. I like that math. It's easier to run. But, hey, Peyton, as we sit here, again, games just close away. I mean, they're not too far, and we're sitting ready. This team seems to be, again, a lot of good, as we talk about the makeup of it again, lastly, a lot of guys here, Jason, all them, obviously yourself as well. There's a lot of guys that have big contributable time from last year and some new guys here. Well, what do you thought just kind of the makeup of this team and what they can do?
I love it. I think we all got close pretty quick. A lot of the new guys that came in, we've all known before, and we've played like travel ball with them and stuff. But I think we've all gotten close pretty quick. The environment's fun. Yeah. Everyone's having fun. It's like a brotherhood.
Yeah, absolutely love that here, man. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I will ask here, if you get the chance to not do the bunt derby and you get the home run out there, where's the best place to hit the home run?
Oof. Back in the day when we had pine trees, I would have said right field, but it's torn up, so definitely in that little gravel back there. You can tell someone you hit a house if you hit it hard enough. That's a great little comment you can make.
There you go. Have you ever aimed for the scoreboard?
I am not. I'm a pole side hitter.
Yeah. Hey, that's all right. As long as it hits the trees, I think that's the good thing.
Yeah, it is. It makes a great sound.
I absolutely love that. Hey, Peyton, thanks again for joining us, man. I can't wait to get to catch your call some games for you guys. This is really an energetic feeling, and it's only the first week of practice. So appreciate it. Great field, and thanks again, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we got more coming up. Don't worry. Hey, more Saydel coverage here on High and Tight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, more from Saydel High School. Jim Gebhardt Field is where we're at. We're on field. And I got Coach Steve Gebhardt with me and to talk all about this as we continue on with what is a great media setup here. And we got our media days, so we kind of start our wrap up our first week and continue on. But Coach, I am so blessed and just grateful that you allowed us to come here because we've been itching just as much as you have. I know you've been itching probably since last year ended.
Yeah. Yep.
But the fact that we get to get here, get on such a great historic field, it means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I told the boys the other day, I said we're on day one, we're looking at, I haven't had a day of school where I haven't talked about baseball with somebody on this baseball team or somebody about the season. It's been every day. Like, that has been consistent. The boys are excited, and they've been excited for 6, 7, 8, 9 months, literally since last season ended. Coach, when are we going to start working out? When are we going to do this? When are we going to do that? And the energy level that they have to be competitive and good and have a successful season is really, really nice. It's something you want to see out of all your teams you coach. Because without that energy, it makes you got to try to coach it into them a little bit. That's tough to do. That's tough to do. But if they bring it themselves, it makes my job a lot easier because then they buy into what we want to do because they want to be here and they want to win games and be competitive. And really, that's what it's all about. Just if they can create that environment, then I just get to be a little bit of a part of it. And that's okay. I just kind of guide them through and try to point them in the right direction and hopefully win some games.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, this isn't the first time you guys have had action. Obviously, off season there is, and I want to talk about just a little bit about the off season. Obviously, some new dates. You get to work with pitchers and catchers a little bit more.
Yep.
How is that in the grand scheme? I know that it's just a small part of the whole thing, but how much has that impacted things? It benefited it. I know it's a benefit there, but get to see these guys a little bit more in person, in action like that. How beneficial has that been, or what's been your thoughts on the addition of more time with your guys?
Anytime you can get more time with your guys in the off season is obviously a positive.
Yep.
So I've always tried to push to get us more dates and get us more time, and being able to get the guys together is a huge part of that. The skill work and all that is great.
Yep.
But bringing them together as a group as early and as often as possible really starts to build some of those secondary things like, hey, we're here as a team. Like, it builds trust and it builds teamwork and it builds all these other really integral parts of championship teams. The things you don't see, like you might not, you see all the diving plays and the home runs. You might not see all the work that gets put down and the guys coming in at 6 a.m. and they're tired and they're groggy and they got to get together and get work done. And when you do that time and time again, it really builds trust and a sense of camaraderie within your team, which is really important.
Yeah, and certainly I can tell a lot of energy here. A lot of these guys, even some newcomers into it, it seems like they're kind of stepping in really well. Kind of take us through the makeup of this team. You mentioned some big guys back. I know we talked to 3 of them already, but some big guys back, some underclassmen, all that kind of jazz, looking to step on up. How would you kind of categorize the makeup of this team as we get ready? And here, it's just ticking down the days till game 1.
Yeah, I talked to the guys today a little bit. I said, this year's hard. It's hard. It's hard to coach you guys, is what I told them. And they're like, why? I said, well, I think I have 12 guys who are varsity starters. And when you have 12 to 15 guys who can start, that makes things tough. Because you're going to have to make decisions about who you think belongs in that lineup on day 1. On May 13th, it's my call to write down that lineup card and take it up to home plate. And when you have a group of guys who care and, you feel like they've all put the work in and
Yep.
they're all deserving. That makes it tough because at some point you're probably going to disappoint somebody.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to say, hey man, now's not your time, and that's tough. That's really really tough to do because I've coached years on my own and with my brother where that wasn't the case, and it was like, hey man, I'm putting my guys out here and we're gonna try to be competitive as we can. Lucky enough, we've got some guys who've stepped in. We've got some returners.
Yep.
We've got some really, really talented young guys. So filling out that lineup card on May 13th is going to be a little bit more difficult than it has been in the past, but it's a positive. It's a good thing.
Yeah,
it's a
good problem.
It's a great problem to have. And part of the coaching aspect of that is talking to the guys and saying, hey, if your name's not on here, I need you to keep working, and I need you to be a good teammate, and I need you to continue pushing the other guys, all right? Because that challenge and that competition back and forth is what really presses teams to be better than probably they would if you only had 7 or 8 guys that are varsity caliber players.
Yeah.
And you see that in great teams. Great teams have great JV teams. Great teams have great guys on the bench. And I think we're in a position where we're able to have that this year, which is really, really nice. I'm looking forward to working with those guys and having them push each other. Maybe even a little bit more than me pushing them individually, right?
Yeah.
So those two things combined are good.
Yeah, obviously, if it is good, more is better, right?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Especially when you start talking about pitching staffs and pitch count rules and all those different things. It's important if you're going to win 20 plus games, 20, 25 games and get ranked in the top 10. Those non-conference dates when you might be throwing your 3, 4, or 5 guy, or a weekend tournament when you're in that position. If you've got depth there pitching wise, it puts you in a really, really good position to pick up those wins outside of your conference season when you might be really focusing on throwing your 1 and 2 guys to win a conference championship. One of the things my older brother, JR, he was a head coach for 15 years, and we always talked about was we always felt like it was more difficult to win a conference championship than it was to make the state tournament. The state tournament in 3A, you win 3 games, you get hot, and you're in. Right? You throw your number 1 guy the first game in the sub-state final, and if you've got a top 2 guys that are pretty good, you can get in there.
Exactly.
In the conference season, I mean, you got to be good for 15 games, 15 straight games throughout the course of a year. When you have those ups and downs and dips and rainouts and different things that occur. That's really hard to do. So putting together a pitching staff that can create, a competitive conference season, and then also put you in a position where you're winning non-conference games and getting kind of recognized as a top tier team. Those two things are nice. And I think our guys are pretty good. I think, we got Brady Hicks there, who had a great 8th grade season. I have to remind myself again and again that he's still a freshman because he towers over me. The kid's 6'5", 6'6", and then Adam Mine is a newcomer we got in who's going to be really really competitive pitcher out there. He's got a great competitive personality and works really hard. And then you've got Peyton and Ryan coming back, and Andrew Nielsen is here, and Boyd Jones, and we've just got Chase Sharp. Gosh, the list goes on and on. That I feel like I could run out there, and you put them on the mound, and you're like, okay, they're gonna keep us competitive here. Like they're gonna pitch well enough that we don't feel like we have to score 10 runs to be in the game, right? So that's a definite benefit of having a little bit deeper pitching staff, right?
Yeah. Oh, and gosh, this seems like a good deep team overall. Some great offense I know is going to be had as well. Some great pitching. Can't wait to catch that up. But another thing I want to touch on here, Coach, as we sit, and I love the fact that baseball is such a tradition-rich sport. And the fact that we get now, 50 years of a Gebhardt running the show here, you just don't see that very often. And you see the pedigree of what Saydel baseball has been. I think it really speaks to a lot about what where your family is and what they do. But how good does it feel? You talk about, with your brother, and you talk about what he was doing through his 15 years, but what does it feel like to, come back out? And you mentioned kind of like a second home when you get onto the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I grew up here. I went to Saydel. I played for my dad. I went to elementary school right across the street over there, and it's always been home to me. And I was lucky enough after I went to college, and I got a job back here and teaching, and I got to stay here and start coaching. My first year coaching was the year after I graduated high school. So I graduated in 2001. 2002, that summer, my dad was still the athletic director at that time.
Yep.
And he said, "Hey, we need a middle school baseball coach." And I said, "Yeah, I feel like I could do a good job." And, I've been around this my whole life, and I started coaching for the Saydel middle school team, and I just moved my way up since 2002. I haven't missed a summer. I've been here every summer, 2002 to 2024. So it's my 23rd summer coaching in the Saydel program. 6 years head coach. Dad coached for 29 years, and JR coached for 15, and now I'm in year 6. So, so having kind of a half century of our family name behind the Saydel baseball program really means a lot. It's a really special thing that you don't see very often. To be able to coach on a field that's kind of like, the backdrop has my name on it, and it says my dad's name, and you think about it, the dugout's got a quote right there.
I love that.
And there's some rich history that makes you care about this more than I think I would if I was somewhere else. Obviously anywhere I would go, I would want to win, but this is home, and I'm not planning on going anywhere. And I've got my son. He's over there running around the dugout right now. And,
he's happy as could be.
And there's times that I kind of flash back because he's over here and he's playing in the rocks and he's dirty from head to toe. And I'm like, man, like 37 years ago, that was me.
Yeah.
Like that was me sitting out here, running around playing in the rocks, having the team managers kind of look after me while Dad's out here coaching. And that's how I grew up, and I loved every second of it. And I hope he does too. I hope Lil Maxwell does that too. But it's been a great family history to be able to play under my dad and then coach with my brother, and then kind of take it over. And I coached my brother's 2 sons. I coached Jason and Cal for a couple of years there, and it's been really, 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 really fun. It's been nice, and it's a good thing. And it's not something I ever take for granted. Coming out here and working on the field is something that, I think about. Dad did this every day.
Yeah.
Like, JR did this. JR was out here today. He teaches PE up here still with me. And, he came out today and he's talking about the field. And, you need some quick dry here. And I need to rake this up. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you still kind of like this a little bit. Like, oh, yeah. But, it's really, really cool. It's something that's special.
Good.
And we're on 50 years, and we're creeping up on, they got 900 or 1,000 total wins between the 3 of us. I think Dad had 500 and 550 some, and Jer had 330 some, and I'm coming up on 100. So it's nice. I got a long way to go. I think I started my head coaching gig a little bit late, right? As I had to wait for JR to kind of pass the torch. So I was his assistant forever, and to get to 500, 400 more wins that's a long way. That's 20 wins a year for the next 20 years.
Let's make it happen, Coach.
I would love that. That'd be great. That would be amazing. But I look at my current age, and I'm like, man, you can take me to 61. I'd definitely be retired from teaching at that point. Like, there's some cool history here, and that's fun. And I'm glad to have gotten lucky enough where the stars kind of aligned, and I was able to get a job at Woodside, and it just worked out. I don't know. I think somebody was looking over us and kind of putting us in the right position because they thought this is where we should be. So, it's really, really nice. I enjoy it a lot. Being out here is great.
Oh man, and I love the tradition of that. The fact that it doesn't mean more. It feels more, and I think we feel it here too with the fact that again, what a great field it is. I love the Gebhardt name on the field. That really is something. And speaking about the field here, I know that talks about potential being a turf field versus not.
Yep.
I know that man, they certainly do play different. But one thing, Coach, that does mean is that you can't have seeds when it comes to that field. And so I got to ask, we've had a resounding so far one answer from the players so far on their favorite.
Okay.
What I'm going to ask here, are you a gum or a seeds guy?
Oh, I'm a seeds guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like seeds. I only do them during baseball season. I'm not an off-season seed
right?
guy.
Okay, I was wondering if I was the only one.
I don't know why that is. I just think it's available. So in baseball season, it's there.
Yep.
So once baseball season ends, I'm not at the gas station buying seeds. I'm not getting my own seeds. I'm usually stealing them from the team.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
walk through the dugout. I'm like, hey,
it's a coach token, a coach fee.
I need the tax.
Yeah, to get a coach tax.
Yeah, I need it. So, yeah, I'll take seeds over gum. When I was a player, it was funny because a lot of guys chew gum, and when I was in college, I tried it once. I couldn't focus. There was too much I don't know whether it's the movement or being able to hear it. There was something with gum. I couldn't take it up to bat with me. I couldn't hit with it. So I think seeds was it. Seeds was where it's at.
Yeah, definitely seeds where it's at, and I love it too. If you get the chance here, now I've had Peyton give me a great answer on this.
Okay.
I just thought, as whether it's a spectator of the game or whatnot, I like seeing what Japan does, and instead of just a home run derby, they do the bunt derby.
Yeah.
Where's as a coach, where do you lie? Where's your favorite, just personally, home run derby or bunt derby?
Oh man, well if you're asking these guys, they're going to tell you I'm going to bunt. They think they're home run hitters. Let's just be honest. I think most coaches would have that same answer.
Yeah.
Every coach right now thinks every player on the teams everybody's a home run hitter in that dugout. Now.
Yeah.
I'm like, fellas, you had 2 home runs last year as a group. Let's be realistic about what we're going to do here, man. We're going to bunt the baseball.
Yeah.
And then if we hit a single or a double, we're in good shape. Right?
Yeah.
If we happen to take one out of here, because our field, this is no small field.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's a pretty good sized park, and you're playing half your games out here. Unless your exit velo is 95 plus, that 31-degree launch angle at 78 degrees or 78 exit velo is going to be a fly out over here. All right, so we're gonna probably bunt. I do enjoy the home run; they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I think for Saydel baseball, from what my dad has taught me and what we did for a long time, I think bunting's going to win us more games than the Tommy Lasorda try to hit a 3-run homer and just do that.
Yep.
But so I like to bunt. Home run derbies are fun. Not great for the swing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm my old school mentality.
Hey, I like that. By the way, all of them at one point said, a bunt derby would be pretty cool. So they went the way of the.
They should know I make them bunt every day. So they probably get sick of it, fellas. We're gonna bunt. At some point, we're gonna win a game because of a bunt. Last year was the first game of the year. We played Newton. We had runners on second and third, and we squeezed bunt the tying run in, and we tried to score the guy from second, and they threw it away. We ended up winning. I mean, it was kind of a. It was a shot in the dark.
There you go.
We practice that.
I got to practice. Practice makes perfect.
We practice that play. We run it once. We might run it once every, 3 or 4 seasons maybe. And all of a sudden it's you know what? Let's just try to get this here. But you got it. It starts with the bunt. Bunt the baseball.
Yep. Oh, man, absolutely love it here. Again, I love that answer. And again, I hope as long as you can, you'll get to do bunts and get to have seeds. And again, I know that might change here. But again, ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful field. Absolutely love it. Great scenery out there. Again, we're finally back at it. Yeah. I know we're jacked and happy to be here. So this is really fun here, Coach. And
thank you guys for coming out. And I love the fact that we're highlighting not just baseball but Iowa high school sports a little bit more and putting it in there and kind of coming of age with the technology and getting things out there on social media, because that's where a lot of the consumption of what's going on happens nowadays. We used to, JR and I used to gravel and growl a little bit because the Des Moines Register doesn't cover us as much as we should, and we don't get this and that. And You know, we're surrounded by all these area 4As, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we got the Johnsons and the Urbandales and everybody else around us. So sometimes you feel like you get swallowed up a little bit. So to have a group like you guys who's coming in and you're covering each class and the 1As and the 2As, and it makes the kids and it makes them feel like they're noticed a little bit more. They get a little bit more publicity, some exposure. And then some of those schools too that might not ever get talked about get talked about. Even if it's not an interview, it's on your Rofkin page and it's on the Twitter and the YouTube, and you're going through all that stuff, and it's valued. So I hope you guys understand.
Well,
that.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
I know I'm not the only coach that thinks that way, and I've had a few coaches already ask me like, "Oh, hey, like, how did you set that up?" And that would be cool if we did that. So probably get a few more. From some guys.
We're loving that. Yeah,
definitely.
Well, perfect. Hey, and not only thanks for the shout out, but thanks for just again, thanks for having us here. I love being on the field, and I love that we're here. And I know that as we sit here again, days away from first game, getting ready here, Coach. So I really appreciate it. Now I got to ask here, one more thing here, and as we sit, I got to ask you your thoughts on something.
Okay.
I am a big fan of this hat, as you can say. But if I got this guy, this is my big hat. I don't know if this could fit on top of a hat here. Here, what are your thoughts? Is this one of the best hats you've ever seen?
I don't know. It'd look better if it had our Saydel S.
I agree. Hey, we'll have to get one your way. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, Coach, thanks again for taking the time, man. I can't wait to catch more games, and I can't wait to get a home game here. I can't wait to broadcast that. That'll definitely happen this year, but
for sure.
Appreciate it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here from Jim Gebhardt Field, we have more. And hey, Rockfin, we got a lot of content on there that you want to check out, including a lot of great shots from here. It's going to be fun. We got Cade, myself, and we're having a lot of fun here. So this is what it's all about.
Yeah, it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap up this. Hey, we got more. Don't go anywhere here on High and Tight.